I'm recording a one-size-fits-all legal disclaimer for the beginning of every episode that I upload. The views and the opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any agency, organization, employer, or company that they are affiliated with. Examples of analysis performed within this podcast are only anecdotal examples. They should not be utilized in any real-world analytics as they are based on anecdotal information. That is all.
Get it.
Hello, I'm Robert Cross, and this is Cross Theory, the podcast where we go through the dictionary of theories that I have in my hands right here. I'm joined today by my good buddy. Why don't you introduce yourself right now to everybody?
What's up, Rob? Man, long time no see. I'm like, you can probably see it on my face how elated I am. Like, because this is crazy. Because we fucking go back.
Yeah.
Like we were sipping 40s and talking to shorties. You know what I'm saying? And now
we
look at
definitely
us.
did
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
right.
gone to school and we lived that life, and now we're living this life, and
That's it.
it's crazy. So I am Kevin, K-DOH, the dope rapper, Ken Savage, whatever you guys. Kevin is the real me, of course, the me.
And what's
K-DOH,
your last
rapper.
name, Kevin?
Kevin Nichols.
That's right.
I was doing I was doing music for years, and I went by K-DOH, the dope rapper, and I most recently decided to pick up my entertainment hat and do comedy and stand up and TikToks and reels. And now I'm going by my stage name of Ken Savage. That's been my Facebook name for years. So I guess these days you can call me Ken. That's what everybody calls me. So yeah.
All right. So you want to go by Ken during this? I'll call you Ken. That's fine.
Yeah.
Even though I know you as
K-DOH, or you can call me K-DOH.
I'll call you as long as I call you, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm Robert Cross. I've already introduced myself in my other episodes. I have an MFA in creative writing, a master's of education in teaching and learning, and I'm working on my doctorate right now in reading and literacy. None of that matters. Like I said in my other episodes, I'm just giving you what I am up, what I'm up to, what I've been up to all these years. I make music too, just like Ken does. And I've been percolating a podcast for a long time, I guess. Not really, but enough time to where I was like, maybe I should do this by myself. Cause I've been on other people's podcasts, and then I did it with some friends like years and years and years ago. But it took Ken right here posting about his and asking me to be on his to really get me, push me over that line. And so I made the decision actually on December 31st. And then on the 1st, I started coming up with all the shit. And then now it's the 4th, and this is my 5th episode now. So I've done 5 episodes so far in 4 days, or 3 days really. All right. So we're going to talk about the theory that we're going to discuss. Maybe discuss. It doesn't matter. Like I said, doesn't matter if we do or we don't, but we're going to talk about something.
Honestly, and let me just say,
go ahead before we start.
This shit, like the name, the idea, it just fucking fits. I just know this is gonna blow up, and I'm so elated to be a part of the first 100 episodes, first 10 episodes.
That's right. Yeah, the first 10, the first 5 episodes, top 5. Yeah, that's right.
Bro,
yours will probably be number 1 up in the front, top probably.
Dude, I'm with it.
Especially when your shit blows up, it's gonna be people are gonna be.
I'm learning so much from you already. Like I rushed my shit, and I was trying to do it, but now I'm like, you're right. I absolutely should put a disclaimer. I need to do exactly what you just did by introducing myself in the beginning. And there's things that I've been doing. Like my first episode, I just shot it, and I've been trying to edit it. That's another thing I need to ask. How are you editing?
I don't edit anything. I don't edit shit. I told you, it's all unedited.
I don't, and that's how I want to do it. I should, you know what? And that's that's how
really, that's how you can get episodes out quicker, is if you don't edit nothing.
Yeah, that's very true.
If you edit shit,
I might do that for these.
You'll be there
If
all
this
day
shit that
long.
I'm doing right now, because I'm like, I had to come, I downloaded this compressor and I'm trying to compress the video from 4K to 1080p. If this
Yeah.
shit doesn't work right now, I'm just dropping the episode.
Just
I'm
drop
just
the whole
dropping it.
thing. Nobody cares. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
and
There's
that's
nothing you could say other than like, yeah, we're not going to say it here, but you know what I mean. You could say
yeah,
some heinous
yeah,
shit, but as long as you don't say that heinous
yeah,
shit on your podcast, you're fine.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. You're dope, man. Thank you for having me too. So yeah,
No,
let's
no.
get into
Thank you
that
for
theory.
coming on, man. Love you, brother.
Yeah,
All
hell
right.
yeah.
Abegg's rule, Abegg's rule. It's in chemistry. It's a chemistry theory. Now, I don't know shit about chemistry. Ken, what do you know? Do you know anything about chemistry at all, other than Breaking Bad or any of that shit?
No,
No.
I know. I got chemistry with a lot of bitches. It's
Yes,
like no, I'm
yeah,
playing.
you
It's
mean that kind of
like,
chemistry? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Funny. Uh,
no, honestly, chemistry is a dope subject. I fuck with chemistry. I don't know anything more than what I've self-taught myself and self-researched, but
yeah,
I do love chemistry. I do love biology. So let's see what we got.
yeah. All right. So this is Abegg's rule. So Abegg's rule suggests that there's a fixed economy of personality, an atom that has a fixed capacity for interaction with another atom, and if it is highly reactive in giving, it has a specific corresponding deficit in taking. In life, this mirrors the idea that our greatest strengths often define the shape of our greatest needs. You cannot have a plus without a minus that sums up the whole. That's what this rule is all about. What does that make you think about when you first hear that?
Immediately, it makes me think about being a good person
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and also understanding what comes with being a good person. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that you may think you're doing so well by giving, you know what I mean? But you're also even subconsciously
Yeah.
receiving negative. It could be negative or it could be whatever the world is giving back to you that you may not want, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
uh like, you know what I mean? Like I
You've
feel
gone through some
like
you've
me,
gone through
like I'm
some
a
fucked up shit in your life, right? I mean, we all have, but
yeah,
like you've
exactly,
gone through some fucked up shit. You
that
know.
part, right?
Yeah.
But I don't use any of that to be a shitty person. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you
I'm
shouldn't.
still a good person. I'm still
Yeah.
a bright light. I'm still,
Yeah.
and I feel like a lot of people do. Like I feel like a lot of people, I hate it when we're in our 30s now. I'm like, at what point do you
Yeah.
use like, oh man, I was fucked up as a kid. Like it's like okay, we get it. It's like, but
Yeah.
when are you gonna buckle down and like stop using that excuse and
Move
get
past
to
that.
some shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like and it's like I still feel bad for you, of course, but it's like
Yeah.
well, you got to stop feeling bad for yourself. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
not the world's not gonna have a pity party for you. Like the world's gonna slap you in the face. So it's just
Yeah.
like the
Well,
world
I
don't
feel
care.
like,
You
yeah, and
know?
I feel like, I mean, I don't want to get too like, judgmental or anything like that, but I feel like that's kind of where society has gone the last few years, where the grand majority of people, what they want is for people to feel sorry for them and just dole them out
Yep.
shit and just give them everything they want and everything. And it's like, that's not really how the world interacts. That's not
Right.
that
Right.
wouldn't be a good economy. Like of course we
Yeah.
were happy when we got all those stimulus checks and shit. Like I remember getting those stimulus checks and I was happy as fuck. You kidding me? I went out and I bought all kinds of shit. I was happy as a clam.
Man.
But if you were to say like, hey, we're going to give you a stimulus now, like, yeah, I'd still take it, obviously, because I don't turn down free money. But at the same
Right.
time, it's
Right.
like,
Right. Right.
are we going to be doing that? Like, we'll do that until the economy's completely shit, and then we're paying nine
How many
dollars a
carrots can
gallon.
how many
What I mean,
carrots can
for
you bang?
gas.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like
you can't.
how
Yeah,
many carrots? Like how many like Trump just pissed me off with the whole like how he gave
here we go. We're getting
and
political
thank
now.
God that he gave the vets what some money, but he gave them
Yeah,
what
yeah,
$1,771 for and I'm like,
yeah, for
bro,
the
that's
freedom
cool and all,
thing.
but how
Yeah,
many
yeah, yeah,
band-aids are you gonna try to throw at us before you fucking fix healthcare, before you do something
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
how the economy is right now and how we're fucking living, bro? Like
Well,
I'm
but
about to
that's
tear
like,
up because it's
yeah,
hard, bro. It's
and
hard.
and again, like I've said this in my other episodes. Like I don't like getting too political or anything. I'm going to
Yeah,
anyway on this show. I know I will, but
yeah.
like, um, no politician, whether they're Donald Trump or Obama or Jesus Christ, they
Republican,
come
yep,
out.
Democrat, yeah,
They're not going to fix anything. What they do is
definitely.
they lead their entire all their speeches and shit are led with the promises, right?
And
And then when they
promises
get in
and
the
propaganda.
office,
Yep.
they fuck you. They bend you over and
Change
they
it.
fuck
Yep.
you. It
And
happens every single time,
that's every
right?
one of them.
Every one of
I
them.
was Democrat since 2008 until last election series, and I registered independent because
Oh,
I'm like,
independent.
man,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm at an age now to where I'm like, I think
yeah,
for myself. I'm a free
yeah.
thinker. Like, I agree with both sides. Like, I fucking love Marjorie Taylor Greene, bro. You know
Oh,
what
do
I'm
you really?
saying?
Yeah. Do you?
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm just like, bro, like I can get down. Even if Trump would do some shit right, like I'd be like, okay, I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, even with this Venezuelan shit, like, I'm like, okay. I appreciate you for making these people come in the street. They obviously were going through some shit. They're so
yeah,
happy that this guy's
yeah, yeah,
gone.
yeah.
But it's like at the same token, Trump, you don't give a fuck about those Venezuelans. You didn't do that
Well,
for
and
them.
don't act
You're
like
doing
yeah, and don't act like your homies in Congress don't snort blow because they get all that shit from
Hey, oh my
Venezuela.
God,
You
man.
know what I'm
Like, come
saying?
on. Like, so it's just like, dude, I don't know. And that's another thing. Honestly, like I want to go back to school for psychology and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
either
yeah.
psychology first and then political science
The
or
last guy I
political
was
science.
talking to, the last episode I just did, he
Yeah.
also he has a master's degree in material science though, so he's like already got his shit together, but he wants to go back and do
That's dope.
psychology because of how interested he is in it. And I'm sure like what's the big
That's,
so I'll segue over into that.
yeah.
What's your biggest interest? Like what interests you about psychology?
What interests me is because I'm not perfect, right? But
Nobody is.
the way that
Yeah.
I think, and nobody is, and the way that I think though, and the way that like I correlate things and the way that I put two and two together and the way that my common sense works and the way it's like I'm like, how come we all can't be on that shit? Or how come when you
Mhm.
show somebody the way you think, how come they can't click and be like, okay, I like that. Let me, and you know, they
Yeah.
still want to do their own thing. And so it's
Yeah.
like the psychology of why we are the way we are, like that's what I want to know. Like what makes us tick as individuals? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why am I the way I am? Why am I as positive as I am and so optimistic even when
Yeah.
I'm going through the shit that I'm going through? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, and why when somebody else is going through the same shit, they're so down and they
Yeah.
hate people and it's just like, how come I can't find it in my heart to hate people or be mean, but
Mhm.
the next person can be mean as fuck easily? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I just want to know. I just want to know. I just want to know. I just
Yeah.
want to know.
Do you feel like that's the environment that the person's so psychologically, do you feel like it's the environment that they're put in that makes them
This
that
is
way?
why. Look,
Yeah.
I can't wait till look. First off, Jamar's gonna trip out when
No, I
when
love
I tell
Jamar.
him
We
that we
love
talking
Jamar.
shit. I
Jamar.
know, and I you got to get him on the episode too because you know
I
he's a
will.
wide thinker.
Yeah, yeah,
But
I will.
I feel like it's exactly that, bro.
Hmm.
But that goes back to what I just said
Yeah.
about at what point do we stop using that, oh, this is where I'm from or this is what happened to me mentality
Yeah.
and you know to explain shitty behavior or not moving on or progressing in life. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like
Yeah, exactly.
you
Yeah.
can't be stagnant. You can't use your past for that. Like, but I definitely do think it is an environmental thing.
Yeah.
Like I have my cousin, right?
Hmm.
He bless his soul. He's homeless. He lives with me right now. He's not
Hmm.
here right now, but
Yeah.
he's and he's a blood gang member and shit.
Okay. Yeah.
But when I think about how I came up and how he came up,
So you can't wear K-Swiss around him. Is that what's going no, I'm just kidding.
I can't say,
No,
I can't do none of that. It's like, no,
you can't use the letter
no,
C around him at all.
you can't use none of the see none of that. You know what I'm saying? No, but no. So when I think about how he grew up and how I grew up, it's completely different. I grew up in a single parent home.
Yeah.
Should I hit my mic? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I
You
can
good?
hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
Single parent home. It was just me, my mom, and my brother. Um, and and my mom, she was just getting over drug recovery and stuff and
hear.
just
Hmm.
coming out of that. And so
Yeah,
she
yeah.
was learning how to, you know, be right and be a good mom. But little does she know she was doing excellent because you see how like we
Yeah,
turned out
Jamar's
great. And I
great.
keep
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
tell her these
You're
days, I'm
doing
like,
good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you raised
Yeah,
some good boys, like, and
yeah.
we're smart and we know enough now to learn more. Like, and so when I see that as compared to him growing up in it and where he grew up is just down the street pretty
Hmm.
much, but it's
Yeah,
still a
yeah.
vast difference. You know what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
in the area we live in, Southeast San Diego.
Did he have
Um,
both of his parents?
no, he had his
Mhm.
mother majority, and he had like, and his mom was like, wild with dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
so he
Yeah.
had one guy that he can call his dad for some years, but
Yeah.
that ended up, you know what I mean? But long story short, he lived in a cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
and it was like one of the ghettoest culde-de-sacs in Southeast San Diego, up
Was
in
it
Emerald
worse than
Hills.
was it worse than Grove
And
Street? No, it was, I'm just kidding.
no, it was a little less than Grove Street, but it was
Okay,
damn
good.
near Grove Street. Like,
Yeah.
it was damn near Grove Street, bro.
It
Like,
was.
every
Yeah,
house
good.
got they fucking crackheads and shit. Like,
Yeah, that's
it
right.
was damn near Grove Street, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. Like, and he was a little ghetto thug baby growing up in that, going in like, and I would go over there with my mom to go visit them and shit, and I would see the way the house was, and it was a bunch of people living there.
Yeah.
And it was just, the dynamic of the grandma running the house. It ain't really like the mom around. Like, his mom was in his life, but she was doing her thing.
Yeah.
So the grandma was there with all the kids that were there.
Hmm.
Um,
And she
and
basically
so that
raised
just
all
the
of them,
kids
right?
was raised. The kids raised themselves,
Yeah,
and the
yeah, yeah.
grandma, grandma can't see everything. You know what I'm
No,
saying? So the
she couldn't
kids is
do
doing
that. Yeah.
drugs now and gang banging, and
Hmm.
he just grew up in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, like, even though it was down the block, it was two different worlds. And now
Yeah.
I find myself trying to heal him and trying to guide him and help mold him and shit. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to treat him like the little brother I never had. I
Yeah.
helped him get his license. I helped him
Yeah.
get his guard card,
Yeah.
and
Good.
he's
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
not doing it. You know what
Oh,
I'm
really?
saying? And it's like, you can
Well,
only be a
well,
horse for
can I
water
can I
so
tell
many
you
times.
can I tell you something that's going to sound kind of like
Yeah,
harsh or whatever? It's not your responsibility. Okay. Like I'm just telling you that straight up.
thank you,
All right. So if you
thank
ever
you.
at any point in your life feel like, oh, I fucked up all this stuff, my brother. Okay, I have two brothers. All right. I haven't talked about either one of them in any of these episodes until right now. One of them's
Yeah,
named Keith, and he's an alcoholic, and he's in active addiction right now. He drinks. And then the other one's Dennis, who's got cerebral palsy, and he lives in a group home, and he's all fucked up too on drugs and alcohol and everything. And like,
yeah,
I don't talk to them very often, and I wish I could, but I know that if I did, my life would be worse for it, kind of thing, because I'm not going to be, I'm not, I haven't had a drink in, what, 12 years now, and I haven't smoked pot or
right,
done any of that shit in like, since I was
nice,
21, 22 years old. So like, and I'm
nice.
40 now, so it's like, it's been a
Yeah,
long time.
it's like,
But
why even? Yeah,
yeah, but like when I get in, like when I start talking with them, it becomes a whole different thing, and we had, both of our parents died when we were kids. My mom and my dad died when I was a teenager, so
yeah,
we were raised by aunts and we were raised by foster parents and shit like that. We
yeah,
were in the system for a while and all that. And, but I, I was able to get away from all the addiction shit and everything. They weren't, and
yeah.
they kind of use that as an excuse. They're like, "Oh, well,
Right,
I was sad most of my life, so I can drink and do all this
right.
stuff." And yeah, I could do that. Like I could easily
Yeah,
do that. I could easily fall
what
back
you?
into that shit, but I
Mhm.
can't because I got a wife and a stepson now and everything, and I'm just trying to get
Right.
I'm trying to keep my shit together. And
Yeah,
it's difficult though. I mean, and so going back to your cousin though, y- you need to realize that it's not your fault, but at the same time too, you need to realize that like it's probably super difficult for him too to like just like live, to just survive.
and that's what I
Especially
got to keep telling
especially in the
myself. Yeah,
economy that we're in, and especially
yep,
with all the shit going on. Like the fact that
yeah,
he's breathing and that he's like able to
yeah,
communicate with you and shit, and he has all of his limbs and everything,
yep.
like that's a blessing in
Look.
itself. You know what I mean?
That is exactly why I am doing all I can for him. I lost one of my best cousins in
Hmm.
2019.
Yeah.
Uh, um, fuck.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
fuck, bro. My bad.
You're
Because
good, man.
I love that. I love that guy, man.
No, it's all
And
right.
that is
It's all right to have
exactly why
feelings, man. Yeah.
I'm trying to do for him, my this cousin that's still here, because I'm like, I can see him going. I could see him die. I could he's the same way that I was before I got my life right. And that's exactly why I have faith. Because he's drinking 211s and
Yeah.
hurricanes, and
Hmm.
he's just not working. And that was me, bro. My early
Yeah.
20s.
Oh yeah.
I was a bum. I
Oh
was
yeah.
just a
Oh yeah.
walking bum. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
like, it just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It makes me want to get right so bad,
And
so I can have
how old is he?
28, if I'm not mistaken,
He's
28 or
28. So
29.
20. So I started going back to college. I went back to college at
Yeah,
28. 28 is when I started going back to school. So like, and I got, again, I had to, it took a lot for me to get all my shit together and everything. But that's not like, he's not too late. It's not too late for him to be saved, kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's
It's
not too
not.
late for
It's
him to
not.
be
It's
saved,
not. And
you
if you
know?
see his drive and the way he is, it's like that's why I have my faith. I'm like, bro, you got this, man. You got this. You
Yeah.
got this. Like, just man, please just do right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
I tell him, I'm like, I don't wanna be uh
You don't want to bury
I
another
don't, because he's
cousin.
always like, he's like, you're my last, yeah. He's like, my last good, really, like my last good cousin, like, or the last, or like my last person I got, you know what I mean? And because his mom is gone and his grandma don't want nothing to do with him, and
Yeah.
uh, not gone like past, but his mom is
Yeah.
living
Just,
upstate,
yeah. Dipped
but
out.
and she don't want nothing to really to do, and I'm just like, bro, like, I don't want to burn that bridge, but it's like, bro, you're not showing me nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like.
Yeah.
Show me something, bro. Something. I done showed you. I done, like I said, I done led you to water so many times
Yeah.
to where I'm like, all right, he got it
Oh,
this
yeah.
time. He about to do it. But like you said, though, I have to understand and I have to, and I'm very good at this. And I think this is why I give people chances. I'm very good at putting myself in people's shoes and
Yeah.
seeing other
You're an
perspectives and
empath.
looking at from, I'm a very much an empath,
Yeah.
huge empath. So
Yeah.
it's like, I get it. I tell them all the time, I'm like, bro, I will never give up on you. I'm gonna always love you, but I
Yeah.
need you to love yourself as
Yeah.
much as I love you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Because you
saying?
don't
I can't
have,
have a pity party for you.
so like I said, you have to understand, and I've tried to understand it. A lot of people I know try to understand it. You don't have enough love in your heart, in your soul, to love that person enough for them to change. They have to love themselves too. It has to take two hearts to do that, right? You know?
What they say, clock it. It's like, no, you ate, bro. You
There's
ate
the
with that
clip.
one.
Yeah, there's
That
the
was
clip.
very true.
Yeah, no, no.
That's very true, bro. And
Yeah.
that is why I think I'm feeling the way I'm feeling now because it's like I can't if I keep enabling and doing for you and you're not doing, it's just gonna keep draining me and eating me. And I
Hmm.
gotta go. I got goals. I got shit that I gotta do. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I'm like, I tell him like respectfully, I'm here for you, but I can't be giving you no more $2 for no beers. I
No.
can't take you to the store. I can't do this anymore because it's just hurting me. Watch you hurt yourself
Yeah.
and you're not doing nothing else. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I was like, respectfully, you can still sleep here. You can still, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you can eat here, but I can't watch you sit here and do nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
And so
feel you, man.
he's gone during the days and shit. And
Yeah.
it's I don't know, man. Like I said, I I can't I that's why I want to do psychology. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like that's where I
Yeah.
want to take
Yeah.
it because it's like, why is his brain not clicking yet? You know what I mean? But it also goes to me too. I tell him, I get it. I drink every day and I
Do
hate
you?
it. People
Yeah.
don't know that
Yeah.
about me. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well, they
do,
know
and
now.
I don't get drunk. Yeah, they
Yeah.
know now.
Yeah.
Fucking cross theory, man. It's
It's
like
all right. Yeah.
no,
That's
no.
my whole
So
plan though, is I get people to
right, I
admit
know.
shit
Damn it,
on this thing. Yeah.
intervention. Oh
It's all
shit.
right. Yeah, yeah.
It's like no.
Your cousin's right here. He's like, yeah, no. He pops up and shit. In
No,
all red. He's like,
but right, that shit'll be funny. My door just bust open. Jamar's
yeah.
like, I already knew. I'm like, no. Fuck.
Well, how much are you
No, but
drinking
yeah,
right now?
I drink I drink one of these. I drink a nice tall can of Truly
Okay.
and a double shot, um, like a day. You know what I'm saying? But
Do you?
I do go to
Yeah.
work every day. I work Monday through Friday,
Yeah. All
8 to
right.
5.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I'm not drinking at work or nothing. So it's like I don't wake
Yeah.
up and drink. So that's another thing too. I want to learn the psychology of that because I'm like, there's definitely different levels of alcoholism. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's
Big
still
time. Yeah.
alcoholism.
Yeah.
And I just want to
When
say,
I was at my worst, I was
yeah.
so I was in school, but because I was in school, I was getting paid to be there, from student loans and other shit in the government or whatever.
Mhm.
So I only worked 2 days a week. I was only working on the weekends. And so Monday through Friday,
Mm.
I was going to school and I was drinking. I would drink a 30 pack of Natty Light and yeah, and
A
like
week or
yeah,
a day?
no, a day, and a whole bottle of Tanqueray, the big bottles, because I
Bro,
loved gin. I
that's you
loved
know what's
loved it.
crazy? I wanted to say a little bit ago, I
Yeah,
didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, you're
back
good.
then, even back then, when we were partying, bro,
Yeah,
You already know how it was. You had a brewski in your hand, but you were always still telling the dopest shit. Like you still are, you had like we were the conversations were always
Yeah,
lit. That's why I'm like, this works, this
yeah,
works, this works. And this
yeah,
is sober, mind you. So
yeah.
this is great.
Now sober
But
me, yeah,
to
yeah,
hear that you were like that, I
yeah.
didn't know that,
But I
bro.
was
That's
alone.
crazy.
Like I was doing that by myself. I didn't have people around me,
That's
you
me.
know. And when I
That's
went to
me.
the
That's me
and
too.
do you drink alone mostly? Is that mostly what you do? Yeah,
That's
like
what I do. I'm
well,
always
you're
by
not alone
myself.
right now. You're talking to me, but the
Yeah.
you're digitally
He's like,
not
so
alone.
put that shit down. It's
That's
like,
right.
no, but it's
That's right. Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not trying. I'm not gonna. I don't do that either. I don't. What's it called? I'm like the opposite of you with your cousin. I'm like, if you want to keep drinking, keep drinking. I'm not your
I
daddy.
feel it. I
You know
feel
what
it.
I'm
I feel
saying?
it. I
Like,
feel it.
I'm not
That's
gonna
like
make
Wiz
you
Khalifa.
something.
Wiz was like, bro, don't stop smoking and then come over here trying to be all holier than thou, trying to
Yeah, yeah,
tell me
yeah,
to stop
exactly.
smoking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I've got
yeah.
nothing like whenever my buddies are like when they're drinking and shit, they're like, "Oh, don't you get uncomfortable when we drink?" And I'm like, "Well, no, because I'm still technically an alcoholic. You're only as sober as your last
Right,
drink, right? So like I still haven't
right.
had a drink in 12 years, but that doesn't mean I can't have a drink
Yeah,
tomorrow and then go right into it. You know what I mean? So
right,
I'm
right,
still an alcoholic to this
right.
day. But I've never been to a program. I've never done any of that shit. None of that AA or NA or any of that stuff.
That
I,
gives me hope.
yeah, I just went cold
You just
turkey.
quit
I just
cold
went
turkey
cold
or what?
turkey.
Are you
That's it. You know what I
really?
mean? Yeah, that's it. I just stopped.
Did you digress or did you just
No,
say fuck it?
no. So what happened was, and this is, I guess, a good story for this podcast. Um, I was watching Jersey Shore, that show Jersey Shore, that MTV,
Oh
Snooki
yeah,
and all that shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I
yeah.
was watching it one day and I was drinking, my 30 pack or whatever I was doing. And I looked over at the screen and I saw these people and I said, you know what? I was like, they're like, I'm done with this shit. Like, I am done with this fucking controlling me. Cause I thought to myself, I was like, if they can be that successful, as stupid as they are, and if they listen to this, yes, you are fucking stupid, even if you have money.
Well,
Doesn't
Jersey
matter.
Shore,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Paulie
I
D,
don't care.
DJ Paulie
Paulie
D's
D.
nuts.
Yeah, Paulie D's
DJ
nuts.
Paulie D's
Yeah, I'm
nuts.
sure he's
It's
heard
like,
that a million times. But anyway, I was looking at them and I was like, you know what? If they're as successful as they are, and you know, and I'm not
right.
I need to get my shit together. And so, I, I I kind of had the epiphany there, but what really stopped me drinking was I think it was the next day or that day or whatever. I went to school and I had to take a test for Italian class, and I was taking Italian, right? And I took the test and I got an F on it, and I was like, fuck. I was like, man, like because I rarely ever got Fs on anything, and I was super bummed out or whatever. So
Yeah.
what I did was I said I'll stop drinking for a week, and if my grade gets better on the next test, because it was like a test a week or something, if I get a better grade on the next test, then I'll stop drinking completely and just be done. So I didn't drink really for a week. I mean, I still had a couple sips here and there, but nothing like huge, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I took the next test without drinking the night before. That was what it was. I didn't drink the night before. And then I went in and I took the test and I got an A on it. And I said, fuck, I said, I'm done. I said, I'm done, right? But, yeah,
This
but,
might work. What?
but, uh, when you're drinking that much and you stop cold turkey like that, your body says nope. And so I was at work on the weekend, right? I told you I was working the weekends, and I went to go have a cigarette. This was in La Jolla. I was working at the
Oh,
La Jolla Village
that
Square,
triggered it
and
probably too, huh?
well, no, I went to have a cigarette, and then all of a sudden, black. I just saw black. I had passed out, and then I woke up in an ambulance, and they were fucking. They had shaved my chest, and they had hit me with pads because my heart had stopped for like 40 seconds or some shit like that. Because what the doctor said when I got to the hospital and everything, they did an X-ray of my chest, and the doctor goes, you can't stop drinking that quickly. Like you need to go back because I told him about how I'd stopped drinking everything. He goes, you can't do that. He goes, what you have to do is you have to wean yourself off. And so he told me, he goes, you're never going to hear this from another doctor ever in your life, hopefully, if you stop drinking. But he goes, I want you to go to the liquor store right now and go buy booze and then wean yourself off of alcohol. So that's what I did. I went to the fucking the liquor store and I bought like those little things, the little one shots or whatever of
Shot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got some Fireball because I was into Fireball at the time too. So I got some Fireball and I got a couple probably Smirnoffs, but I got like little ones. And I just every night I would do one and then it became a half and then it became like maybe a couple sips. And then by like I want to say by a month and a half, I was done. And I was like, I'm good. And I
I'm
haven't
gonna
had anything
cry.
since
I
then,
swear
man.
you about to make me cry, bro.
No, bro,
You're
like
gonna
for
make
real.
me cry,
That
bro.
was it,
And
bro.
just like the same way bro, I'm about to cry,
No,
bro.
you're good, man.
I'm about to cry because I want to be done so fucking bad,
You
bro.
can
Like,
be. You can
bro,
be. And
I
again,
know it is,
I'm not gonna pull
bro.
you towards the light like some
Bro, I
weirdo,
know,
but you can be, bro.
but you don't like. I got goosebumps, bro,
Mhm.
because I love life, bro, and I don't know. I'm sure you've seen. I've been in the gym now, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for one, alcohol is hindering my weight loss of off
Oh, of
top. You know what
course
I'm
it is.
saying?
Of
And then
course it
for
is.
two,
Yeah, yeah.
to hear that, it's like I. Let me ask, how were you? Were you drinking like morning to night, or was it like is that
It
what you
was
said daily, or was
yeah,
it
it was mostly like a late afternoon to midnight kind of thing, but it was alone. Like
see?
I'd literally
And
go to
that's
Vaughn's,
me.
get that
So
shit, and then be like, I'm done.
yeah,
Like for the don't talk to me.
yeah,
And around that time, I mean, you never saw me. Nobody saw me back then. Like I
yeah.
probably wasn't even posted on Facebook or doing any of that shit, but I was just like nonstop drinking. Like just that was my thing. It was like drinking and watching Jersey
Man,
Shore. Those were
see.
my things. You know, at the time. You know.
That's crazy. Well, at least shout out to Jersey Shore,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
No, that shit made me tear up right now because I'm like, just like how you had the epiphany about, when I posted and you said, all right, podcast, that's the last straw. This
Let's
might
do it.
be
Yeah,
my
yeah.
last straw, bro.
Mhm.
Like, because it's like to hear that, because I'm like, I'm ready to, I was like, I got to quit cold turkey. But then I'm like, I don't want that shit happen.
No, you
You
don't.
know what I'm
You don't.
saying? But I
But
already
you don't
had in
drink
my
that
head,
much. You don't drink that
I
much.
okay,
You
see,
know,
but still, I'm like, I'm still scared though. Fuck
no, you should be.
that.
You
Like,
know, you should be because
yeah,
you're older than
yeah.
I was when I stopped. How old are you now?
That's what I was gonna say. I'm 35. How old
Yeah,
were you? I was gonna ask
yeah, I'm
you
40. So,
that
but
too.
when I did it, I was 20. So it was what, 12 years ago. So I'm 40. Yeah, 28. I was like 28, 29, somewhere around there when I stopped.
Yeah.
Just stopped.
But you
You
must
know
have
what I
been
mean?
drinking. If that did that in your 20s, you was drinking
Yeah,
fucking heavy
I
then.
was
God
nonstop.
damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I
Got
didn't, like
you.
I said, I didn't go out. I didn't hang out with people. I didn't do shit. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna drink and then leave me the fuck alone, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
and that's what a lot of addicts do. I mean, especially the drug addicts. You know, I mean, they get into their fent hole, and then that's like their whole thing. You know, I mean, they're just in it. You know, and people will pretend like weed doesn't do that shit. Like they're like, oh, I'm not addicted to weed. People can get addicted to weed. Like, sorry, like that's shit.
Look, that is another one. Look, Cross, I'm telling you right now, bro.
Are you addicted to weed?
At the end of 2020, I will not be going into 2027
Yeah,
smoking and drinking. This is my last year
yeah,
smoking and drinking. Oh
yeah,
my soul.
yeah,
I'm so tired of both of them. And they're
yeah.
just a waste of money and a waste of
Oh
time,
yeah,
bro.
big
Like,
time, big time.
fuck, bro. Like,
I have to say something though. Like so the last two episodes I was talking to people. What the third episode I talked to this guy I know, who went to West Point. He was, he did the MFA program with me at SDSU. He's a writer. He sailed from
yeah.
Japan to Alaska. I mean, he did all kinds of cool shit. And but the thing is, he's like,
So,
you know, he he himself, like what you just said, that's like what I'm saying is like he knew at the time that like he couldn't change that rapidly. You know what I mean? Like you can't
right,
change that
right.
rapidly, right? So you have to take
Yeah.
things in
I
like
know. Yeah.
steps, right?
hmm
You have to take
That's
things in
why I asked you.
steps.
I said, did you digress or did you just? And
Yeah,
I'm
you
glad you
have to.
said you cold turkey because now I'm like, well, now I know I need to digress. And I've already, like you said, you stopped for a week. I put myself through that too. I was like, let me just see if I can stop for a week, and I did. Bro, I was so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said Monday through Friday, and I tried it for a whole week, and I was clearer. I woke up, I was going to work, and I was up, and I had energy in the
yeah.
morning. Like it was crazy. So it
But
was
the other
like I
thing,
can't
yeah,
fucking wait.
the other thing that we talked about though in that third episode that's just coming to me right now is that
Oh yeah, yeah.
he dealt with a lot of anxiety and panic and stuff like that. And that's like,
That's
and
me.
no,
That's
but
me.
bro, you stop doing that shit and watch what happens. You as soon as you stop doing that shit, you're gonna have the worst panic attacks of your fucking life. You're gonna have the worst anxiety of
As soon
your
as I
life.
stop drinking,
Yeah, as soon as you stop, you're gonna have 24 hours a day. It's gonna be your heart's just gonna be going, and that's just how it is. I mean, but you got to push through that shit. It's like that
yeah,
old
yeah, yeah.
saying, "The way out is through." Like you just have to like push through it all, and then once
Does
you
it feel
push
like
through
a
that shit,
pre-panic attack? Does it
it feels
does it
like
feel
an
like a pre? Because I
no, it's not pre-panic attack. It is the panic. Like the entire
oh, I
day,
hate
you
that.
wake up
Fuck,
and you're just
bro.
that's it. And it's debilitating. But like I said,
Eh,
once you get through those, like I want to be like, oh yeah, it's only going to be like a week of that. But no, it'll be weeks
You
and months maybe, and
know
possibly a
what?
year, whatever of that
We
shit.
needed this. We needed this
Yeah.
talk
But
because
as soon
I'm
as you
gonna.
push
It's
through
gonna
that
happen,
shit,
and yeah.
you'll be you know, way better off for it. And I don't even, I mean, I have panic attacks still and anxiety and shit, but
Mhm.
it isn't debilitating, right? Like if you would
Like,
have
you know how
talked
to
to,
calm it down real
yeah,
quick.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you would have
yeah.
talked to me, um, I want to say like, if you would have talked to me 10 years ago, so 2 years after I quit everything, um,
Mhm.
if you were like, oh, do you have panic? I'd be like, yeah, I have one every day. I'd be like, I have one every day. I'll have like a
Mhm.
big panic attack or whatever every day.
Mhm.
And then like a couple years after that, like how many oh, maybe two a week, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then now it's like I have one maybe like once a month, or if
Right.
like I taught like I'm a teacher, right? I teach at Lincoln High
Mhm.
now, right? Over off Imperial.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
fuck!
yeah,
I'm jealous, bro.
yeah,
I
yeah.
went there the first year it opened back up.
Oh,
That's
did you
sick.
really? Oh, I
That's
didn't know
so,
that. Well, yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That's what school are you in?
I'm in the public health, or is it public health? I forget which one it is. Yeah, I'm in the one at the bottom. I'm in the 300
And the
building.
and the in the
Yeah.
back. Okay, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but behind the
That's
softball
fucking
field. That's what
sick,
I'm. Yeah.
bro. Yeah,
Mhm.
you know what? Nah,
Yeah.
bro. I swear to God, dude. I personally, since I went there, I want to say thank you on behalf of the kids that go there. Thank you for bringing your knowledge and your know-how to that fucking ghetto, and that's where I grew up, man. That
Well,
was
no,
my
but
to those kids,
but
bro.
that's
Like,
the thing though. I heard all kinds of horror stories before I got there. Like, because
yeah,
I worked at Man Middle first. That's where I worked at Man I
okay,
worked there for a
man. Yep,
year, and all these horror stories about like, oh, the kids there are horrible. They fight all the time and all this other stuff. And I didn't
yeah,
really see that. I mean, I saw a couple fights, whatever, but it wasn't anything huge. And then
yeah.
I get to Lincoln, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's gang territory and all this other shit, and everybody's a gang member and blah 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 blah." And man, the kids could not have been sweeter. I've had kids, I've had the students tell me how like much they are gonna miss me when I'm not in the classroom, and
Bro,
shit like that,
yeah, I could
which is
imagine
yeah, yeah,
being your student. I would love you, bro.
yeah.
I
Well,
can
I
imagine, bro.
mean,
That's why I say I just know you're loved, bro. I bet they love your ass, bro.
no, and
That's
I
fucking
love them.
sick.
That's why I like doing the job. But like,
That's
but when
yeah.
it comes to panic stuff, like I do have anxiety occasionally when I'm up there teaching, right? But a lot of that comes from the fact that like if another adult is in the room watching me, I definitely get anxiety because I just don't like being
Ah,
observed
okay.
by another adult. Not that it's
Same,
like not
same.
that I'm doing anything bad in there, but it's just like I don't like being
Yeah,
judged on my how I teach or any of that shit.
yeah.
Like that
I
kind
don't
of
like
it weirds me out a little bit.
I
And
don't
then
like
the
being
other thing,
micromanaged at work. I'll be like,
yeah, you
yo,
know how it
chill.
is.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
you.
You know how it
Yeah,
is. You
yeah,
probably have
yeah.
bosses and shit that watch you, and you're like, I can't deal with that right now.
Bro, I drive
You know?
for a living. My boss was
Yeah,
like, "Let me ride with you today." I was like, "What the fuck for?" You know what
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And I
Leave
had
me
to ride with him
alone.
all
Yeah,
day, and
yeah.
I'm like,
Just
you
let
know
me
what I'm
work,
saying?
bro.
So
Like,
yeah, like, oh my
let me
god.
do my job. But no,
Yeah, yeah,
and then the other thing I guess is that like sometimes it comes in my head, and I mean this is gonna sound like, oh well, then maybe you shouldn't be a teacher. But like sometimes it pops in my head like I'm kind of responsible for all these students. Like if anything goes down.
very much
You know
so.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
if like a
yeah.
student decides to bring a gun to school, or if like
Or
a fight
anything.
breaks
Yeah,
out, or any of that
yeah,
shit, it's like I'm
yeah,
responsible for the safety of all these kids, and that
yeah,
is a lot of pressure on me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I've
And
taken
then,
enough. I've done enough schooling, and I've taken enough like personal development or professional development they call it, where you
yeah,
go in and you learn about how to manage the classroom and shit. Where I
dope.
don't have students that fight with each other or do any of that kind of stuff. or a student that I even thought would bring a gun or do any of that. But it's the other teachers in the other classrooms that I'm the most worried about affecting my shit.
Uh,
You know what I mean? And
that makes sense.
not that I don't, not that again, not that I don't like trust those people to do their job, because I do trust them. There, a lot of those people that work at Lincoln, some of them have been working there since you went there. They're still there. You know,
Yeah,
some of those teachers,
yeah.
and
I wonder if the principal's still there.
no, it's not to
I
say
don't know.
it's
Short
they've had
graduate.
like 50, they've
Okay,
had
no,
like
yeah,
50
yeah, yeah.
principals since then. But
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
no, the one that's there now is really cool though. She's awesome. But the
Okay,
I mean, she hired me, so of course she's chill.
nice,
But no,
nice.
but the thing is like
Shout out to her.
right. Uh, but the thing is like that responsibility though, like it weighs on you as a teacher, right? When you like you have your son, right? Okay, like when you're responsible for his safety too when he's around you, right? Do
Right,
you ever get any kind of
definitely.
anxiety about that when he's around you?
Man, it's the easiest way to put it is was it Family Guy? I think it was Family Guy. Yeah, when Brian had a son or had, and he's just like, oh man, I couldn't be my son or couldn't be my it was it Family Guy or South Park? I can't. I
Yeah,
think it
one
was
of those.
Family
Yeah,
Guy, but
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, and everything that happened to Brian's kid or whatever, he was just like, oh man, like, or that was gonna could have happened. You just, yes, the anxiety of even now, like, especially
Yeah.
since he's in a two, like we co-parent and he comes to my house and goes over there.
Yeah.
Whenever
And how
he's
old is he now?
not,
How old is he?
he's big 15, bro.
He's
He's
15 now.
fucking
Wow.
my,
Okay. Geez. Yeah, I haven't talked to you
yeah,
in a
he'll be
minute. I remember
16.
when he was tiny.
Yeah,
That was
dude,
the last time I talked to
dude,
you. I think he was tiny, tiny. I think he was like
still,
four, three or
bro.
four or some shit. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Yeah, he was tiny.
bro. He'll be 16 in April,
That's
and he's
crazy.
fucking
Yeah. Where does he go to
way
school?
better than I was. Way better than I was at that age. He's fucking he's in the 10th grade right now.
Yeah.
He's got A's and B's.
What is he?
He's
What?
my
How is he?
little
How is he? What are his favorite classes?
he loves robotics, bro.
Oh,
Loves
that's
he
good.
bro.
That's good.
So
No, that's good.
check this out. He wants to
Yeah.
code, right? And I
Yeah.
love
Good.
that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this is so times have changed so much with schooling, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
There's a robotics class he was taking, and there's a beat making class, bro.
Oh,
So it's
that's
like
cool.
he's
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
that, and he
Yeah.
loves to make
Yeah.
beats. And I'm
They
like,
have that at
I was
Lincoln
tell,
too. Yeah. 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 They have that
I
stuff at Lincoln.
really
Yeah.
see. I
Yeah.
was telling him today. I was
Yeah.
like, I said, you don't even understand. I was like, me, your Uncle Gio and Jamar,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and my
Mhm.
mom. I was like, this is where you got your creative juices. I was like, your mom, she's smart as fuck. This is where you got
Yeah.
your intelligence from.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all the creative shit you're doing, all the making beats and all that, like, and wanting to, film and stream and do that, like, that's from the creative side of you. And I'm like, bro, like, he's just so much more advanced and just so much better than I was at 15, 16.
That's
You know what I
good.
mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I lost
good.
my virginity at 15. He
Yeah.
ain't
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
thinking about sex. You know
No,
what I'm
no.
saying? Like,
So
and I'm
that's
like,
the thing is that we you know I have a stepson. You know he's 12 right now, and it's like we want
yeah,
you know even though he's not you know mine biologically, I still want him to be
because you
better
know the
than me.
world. Yeah,
You know, be better than me.
exactly.
And
And you
so
know
the
how
fact,
exactly how he
yeah,
was. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And so the fact that
right.
your kid is, you know, you said that he's better than you, like that's
Yeah.
good. Like that's a good thing. That's something.
It's
That's a
great. It's
blessing.
great.
You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes. It's a blessing. And it
Yeah,
just makes me reassured that me and his mom are doing the right thing, even if we have to do it from two separate households. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it's just like
And
it
there's nothing wrong with
co-parenting.
that. There's nothing wrong with
You
that.
guys out there listening,
Yeah,
it can happen. You just have to be mature adults. Do not argue. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. In front of them.
Communicate
Yeah,
and like it's easier than what people make it these days. I know it's hard. Like everybody, oh my mom, my baby mom ain't shit, or my baby daddy ain't shit. It's like it don't even have to be like that.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
and drop that. Start
yeah,
try saying my son's mom or my kid's mom or my
yeah,
son's
yeah.
dad or my kid's dad. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Not this baby mom, baby daddy shit, because that makes it seem fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
Be adults, be responsible, be mature. It's easy to do. It's so easy to do. And like she's married, doing her own thing. We barely talk. Like my son has his own phone. I text him whenever he wants to. He whenever he want to come, he'll call me.
Yeah,
It's just easier. You know what I mean? Like you
yeah,
don't have to argue all the time. The only time people argue, and I'm gonna say this right now,
yeah.
you
Go ahead.
guys, you know it's true. You gotta let the feelings go. Stop thinking that you can still be something with that person. Let them go you move on and just let, because that's what it was for me. I
Yeah,
had to realize, why am I so mad? I was like, do I even want her still? And I was like, no,
yeah,
I don't. So why am I still mad? And then my son too, she got with somebody. He's like, why do you hate Joseph? That's his name. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
had to realize, he's good to me. He's nice. I'm like, why? That's just immature. It's
yeah,
just waste of energy. It's like, and it
yeah.
just made shit so much brighter and so much better. And it's like, I love it. Like I couldn't ask
Yeah,
for a
me
better
and my
person,
me and my kid's dad. Uh, I mean, in the beginning, it was rough. We're best friends now. Like he's awesome.
See,
His
exactly.
name's
And it
Tom. He's
makes it,
great. I love the guy.
that's dope.
But it took. I guess it took some, you know, getting used to on both of our ends because this is the first time really that it is the first time I've ever been with a woman who had a child, like ever, like in
That's
my
dope.
life.
That's
Yeah,
dope
and
that you put
so
that on too.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I felt like part of that was me maturing because I always looked at single mothers and things like that and thought like, oh, there's no way, like there's no way I could deal
yeah.
with
I,
like, you know, the other guy. Like that was my,
you
you
gotta
know,
clip this.
thing,
You
whatever.
gotta clip this one.
But I got rid of it, and I was like, yeah, but but no, we're cool now and everything, and you know sometimes we share parenting duties occasionally, like which is fun. But no,
Yeah,
we have dinner together and shit. It's yeah, it's all
that's
good.
so
You know what
dope.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you have you ever gotten that way with any of your exes?
Mm, Well, we'll use my son's mom and her dude, her
Yeah,
husband.
yeah,
The story with that, like, it got deep because, long story short, when me and my son's mom lived together,
hmm,
um, it was me. Her name's Gabby, my son's
yeah,
mom. Her, so it was me, Gabby, and then her sister and her sister's, dude at the time, which is her kid's dad.
yeah, mhm,
And this guy would come over a lot, which was her sister's baby dad. It was his friend. He would come over a lot.
yeah,
So he would be there, and I ended up being cool with him too, and like he was cool with me and my baby mom, and
mhm.
like, and it was cool. So it was like when me and my baby mom ended, he kind of came in, and it was just like, that's where my anger and shit came. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
bro, we were cool. We've been playing
mhm.
games together. You done
Yeah,
came
yeah,
over.
yeah,
You done ate dinner. You know what I'm saying? You seen
mhm.
that this was my, you know what I mean? Like, why would you come? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking at the time. And for the longest, for years, I held that shit.
yeah,
Like I said, until my son came to me one day and was like, "Why do you hate Joseph? Like, he's not mean to me. He
yeah,
don't put his hands on me. And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's all that matters to
yeah,
me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I don't want my baby mama back. So I was like, let me drop that. So I did. And it took a while, but I remember going to one of my son's birthday dinners, and
uh-huh.
I'm so emotional, bro.
No, you're
I
good,
pulled him
brother.
to the
No, no,
side. I pulled him to the side. I was like, I need you to know, bro, I don't hate you at all.
yeah,
There's no ill will, there's no beef, there's no none of
mhm,
that. My son loves you. I
yeah,
love you for him. You know what I'm saying? That
mhm,
because of that, like, and that man to man, like, I respect you. I thank you for not putting your hands on my son, for not
mhm,
disrespecting my son's mom. Like,
yeah,
just thank you for being what me and my son's mom couldn't be. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
because it's good to, cause that's also a good man in the household, because he could be a piece of shit. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
he
So I'm
could, but
like,
that's yeah,
thank
that's
you
the
for
thing.
not.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
No,
thank
and you
you
hear a
for
lot of
not,
that,
and thank
and I understand like that mentality from like the fathers and shit. It's like, you know, yeah, I could have been a complete monster, right? I could be like the
right.
stepdad from hell, like all these, because that's all you really hear about it, the bad shit, right? Like sometimes you'll hear
Yeah,
like, oh, my stepdad was the greatest guy in the world, and I got my last name changed to his last name because of how great he was and all this other shit. And
right.
but for the most part, you hear like, oh yeah, my stepdad like beat the shit out of me and
Or
my
my step
mom,
parent.
or
Yeah, yeah,
molested
yeah, yeah.
me,
Was
or some
weird.
other
Yeah,
shit. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
It's
all kinds of
crazy.
stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so knowing that the guy that like is taking care of your kid and also technically taking care of your baby, you know, your baby's
Yeah,
mom,
yeah.
is chill. That like should like all that weight and all that anger and shit should just be gone. It should
What
just
am
be
I mad
gone.
at?
Yeah, you
Like,
shouldn't be mad at shit.
what am I
Yeah,
mad
you should
at?
be like
Like,
super duper. Like, you
and
know
that's
what I mean?
how it was. And ever
Like,
since then, it's just been
yeah,
smooth
yeah,
sailing, man. And like, when I see them, I tell him what's up. I dap him up. I'm like, "What's up? Like, how you been?" Like you said,
Yeah.
we're not really like besties or nothing like that,
No,
but
yeah, yeah.
I could see myself going to, dinner if he ever asked
Yeah,
for it.
like I
So like, I
said, yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
mind. You know what I'm
It
saying?
took
Like,
a
yeah,
lot. It
it's
took a
there. It's
lot
on
for
the table.
me and him to me and Tom to be that way. But
Yeah,
like I said, it's there right now. And I've met
yeah,
his parents, and I hug his parents and shit and stuff because they're cool and
yeah.
whatever, and it's
That's
like
dope. Yeah,
that's
that's
how it has to
crazy. I've
be,
met
man.
his daughters and his sisters, and yeah, that's funny. That's
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's how,
that's
but it
funny.
has to be
Yeah,
that way because all the main kernel of it all is that you love your boy. Like you
that's
all love
right.
your boy.
The
That's it.
village. That's the village.
That's it, man. And
That's
it
the village.
just
Yeah.
like we're gonna get political again, just like Hillary Clinton said, it takes a village. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, so honestly, speaking of that, are you trying to? Because I want to stay. Are you staying away completely from
No, no,
politics, or
no.
you
Like
don't
I
want
said, I
to?
talk about. I'm not
Uh,
editing any of this, so it's not. I don't really
yeah.
give a fuck either way. But no, I
If
mean,
it
if it
comes
comes
up,
up,
yeah,
it comes up. Like I talked about
I
Jeffrey
feel it.
Epstein in the second episode, and I talked about
Yeah, yeah,
but I talk about politics like if it comes up. We talked about Trump a little bit earlier and all that shit, and where we
yeah.
were politically and blah 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 whatever. You were talking about how you switched to being independent. I
Mhm.
didn't do that. I stayed Democrat and then went to independent and then went to Republican for about 5 minutes and then went back to independent. But the reason why was because I wanted to vote for like the most random people I could vote for. So I did
Yeah.
the last God, I want to say the last three presidential elections. So Trump, Biden, Trump. I voted for Kermit the Frog.
Mhm.
I just wrote him in. I was like Kermit the Frog, you know. And then when
I
I
think
tell
I
people,
blew an election one time too. I wrote Dave Chappelle in one of these
yeah, yeah.
elections. I can't remember, but
But the
yeah.
thing is that when you
But
tell people that, man, the anger that comes out of them when they're like, "Oh, you wasted a fucking vote," I'm like my one vote would have beat like Trump, or my one vote would
man,
have beat Biden. Like,
thank
come on,
you.
you know
Like
what I mean?
mine's
Like,
gonna tip the fucking scale.
yeah, there's
Like,
no way. Like, I
come
could vote for
on,
Kermit the Frog, like if I want.
come on. Like, yeah.
But
See, that's yeah.
you know who the most voted for character is though, and I looked it up after the first time. It's
That's so
Mickey
dope.
Mouse.
I love facts like this. Is it really?
Mickey
That's
Mouse. Yeah,
probably the
yeah.
quickest one people can think of.
Mickey Mouse
They're
gets
just like,
voted
fuck
for
this
the
shit.
most.
Mickey Mouse, I'm going to Disneyland after
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. And then for mayor, like for mayor and governor and shit, when they have those elections, I usually vote for the McRib, from the McDonald's sandwich. I just put
that's
McRib.
hilarious.
You know
That
what I
is
mean? Because like
hilarious.
whatever, it doesn't matter. Like
Yeah.
my vote
No,
doesn't count for shit. You know.
it just sucks because it's like at the end of the day, especially now, it's becoming more apparent and more apparent every day that it's rich versus poor. And it's like the sooner we
I mean, it's
realize
always been
that
that though. It's always been that
it's
since like the
always been
dawn of
that, but
time.
it's, I
In the
feel like
Bible, go read the Bible.
it,
It's rich versus poor there.
you're not lying. But I feel like for a while there was an easy medium to where it's like we weren't paying attention to life. You know what I mean? We
I
were
mean,
just living it, and it's like
it wore a good mask. That's what it wore a good
yeah,
mask. You
thank
know.
you. That's what exactly what it is. Because now it's like the mask is off, and it's
Oh
like we
yeah,
all see it. It's like,
yeah,
what the fuck? You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I'm
yeah, yeah,
like, ugh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. That's why I'm in such a mentality right now. It's like you can't beat them, join them. And I
yeah,
keep telling people, man, I'm about to get rich this year. And it's like I don't want people to think I'm saying it the easy way of like, oh, I just want to get rich. It's like no. When I say that, I say I'm trying to start my generational wealth. I'm
yeah,
trying to really build this empire and get into these rooms of these millionaires and billionaires that I
yeah,
am not in, and I want to be able to see if I can still be me and see if it's not going to break me and see what I can learn and see,
yeah,
like I said, I'm psychology. I just
yeah,
want to see what I can, you know what I mean? Because I'm
yeah,
like, I want to see why these people tick the way they tick. Why are you guys in here being so greedy? Why is money running you that much? Why can't you give back? Elon Musk, you for crying out loud, can give every person in America at least $10 million and still be fucking good. You know what I'm saying? You can still be great. You know what I'm saying? You can give us more than that, but I'm just saying at
Well,
least
but if
like and
okay,
like
so but economically, if he did do that, and everybody had
see,
$10 million, then a
that's
loaf of
true.
bread would cost $10 million. Like that's
Right,
what I keep
exactly.
telling
See,
people. Like yeah,
exactly.
that'd
And
be
that's
great if he
why
gave
I
everybody a
hate
bunch
when
of
I put
money,
it like that.
but
Yeah.
then a gallon of gas would be $1 million, and you wouldn't want that shit
Man,
either.
exactly.
You know
Oh,
what I
y'all
mean?
all
But
got money now, huh? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
that's right. Yeah, it's the
Wow.
inflation shit and everything, man. That's what happens.
But it's like at least do something, do something to where we can win. Put us in position to where
Yeah.
we can start at least build that over some time. Like,
Yeah.
what about this housing shit right now? Like, what is it? 50-year fixed, whatever. It's
Well,
like I can't.
so let's talk about housing for a second. That's actually a good thing to segue into, I guess. Because I have some thoughts about housing, and my biggest thought is that they keep building these fucking condo complexes everywhere in San Diego. They're gonna one
Bro,
day, and I was talking to somebody. I mean, I was commenting at this on Facebook because they just started the paid parking at Balboa Park, right? They just started that,
bro,
and
oh my
yeah,
God.
well, but listen, so I think what that is that it's going to become there's going to be a point, a tipping point where they're going to be like, look, nobody's going to Balboa Park anymore. Let's get rid of it, sell the land, and then they're going to turn that whole fucking area into condos next to the zoo. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like, oh, you want to live next to the zoo? We got condos there now.
Bro,
You know what I'm
flip
saying?
this fucking episode. If they do that, and I'm not already out of San Diego because I was already trying to look in the first time homebuyers program, but I don't want to buy out here.
No, I know.
But
Yeah. We did that
if
too.
they take away that fucking land fucking historical mark
Yeah,
and be greedy like that for
they
some,
will.
I will
They
Mark,
will,
I
bro.
swear to God,
They
bro,
will.
this clip is gonna have a
Yeah.
billion views, bro.
Yeah, but
Because you
the shittiest part is
if they
that
do that, bro,
yeah, the
that's you're gonna have to take away the zoo too. Then,
no.
or you want to
The
keep the
zoo could
zoo, take
stay.
Balboa Park.
They'll just take Balboa
That's
Park because Balboa Park
crazy,
is like, what the fuck is it? It's just a bunch of like a lot of those buildings are made out of styrofoam. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like a lot of them are. You know, I mean, at the end
Because
of the day,
watch a
you,
plan come about, and they're like, you know what? These museums are not looking too good. We want to rebuild them.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
I'm gonna be
all that
so
shit.
pissed, Robert. I'm
Yeah,
gonna come
that's how
back
it
to you.
is.
I'm gonna be like, Robert, why?
Get that motherfucker. No,
Fuck.
but what was I gonna say? No, so but the thing is, they keep building these condo complexes everywhere, and they sit empty. Like there's people on the streets. There's people that are homeless on the streets, and there's all these condo complexes that are just with empty fucking condos, and they're like, oh, nobody can afford to live here. Like if nobody can afford to
Oh,
live there, why the fuck are you building them? Like
you want to
why are
know
you building
something
them?
funny? I'm actually kind of. This goes back to my gangbanging homeless cousin. I'm
Yeah,
very proud of him right now because the other
yeah,
day he came to me and he was like, bro, man, I'm in a bando right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because he hasn't been here for a while. I'm like,
yeah,
and you know, when we hear bando, what do you think? I'm like, damn, like
yeah.
this is somewhere he ain't got no windows, no
No,
doors. He's
yeah.
somewhere
No,
cold,
it was
like
a
just
condo
sleeping in the
complex,
corner.
wasn't it?
Bro, this motherfucker gonna be like, I said, where's it at? He's like, yeah, you know those new them new
Yeah,
things that they
that's
built.
right.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, that's right.
no fucking
Yeah, of
way,
course they are.
bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
he's been squatting over there, bro. So
He's chilling
he's
in an
like, you know,
open
about
floor
squatters' rights.
plan.
I said,
Yeah,
bro, fuck it, get your condo, dog.
he's
Like,
living
oh
better than
my
we are.
God.
Yeah,
Bro, straight up, because he was like, oh, I took a shower over there. He was like, I got the girl over there cooking chicken right now. I'm like,
yeah.
there's
Oh yeah,
electricity and water.
yeah.
Why would they do that? So
Yeah,
these are sitting empty.
yeah,
That are that's why I'm like, you know what? Fuck the system. I said, go ahead, enjoy your apartment. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because why is it sitting empty when you are homeless and
Yeah,
people are homeless and we need to be helping people? And he was able to get vouchers too, like
yeah.
welfare was they were giving hotel vouchers for a while
Yeah, I remember that.
and that shit
Yeah.
ran out. So
Yeah.
it's like now, and it's just
Well, so
man. So I'm like, dude,
my godfather, I told you I grew up in Hollywood, and my godfather he still lives out there in L.A. And my stepdad, the guy who raised me, who ended up not being my actual dad, his name was Robert James too. That's how I got the name because my mom
yeah,
kind of like uh tricked him into thinking that I was his his actual kid. But anyway,
that's
um
lit. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it happens. That's life, brother. But
I need to
anyway,
hear that story, bro, but
yeah,
not right now.
I'll
But yeah,
tell it again. I'll tell it eventually.
when you
But
come on mine, I'm
that's
asking
right. That's what I'll do.
that.
Yeah, that's it. But no, he was a transient. He was a homeless, guy, my stepdad, and so his street name was Rag Jimmy. That's what they called him, Rag Jimmy. But his name was
Right,
Robert
Jim.
James, like me, Rag Jimmy.
Mm.
And so, but my godfather was close to him, and so then when my parents died, he started like going and looking for other people like that, I guess, to hang out with, and he found
Mhm.
other homeless people. And so one of these homeless people he found was this woman who she thought that uh she thought that she thought that this dimension she was homeless, but then she would call it, it was called the scan or something like that. She would drift into another dimension where she had a family and she had kids and a husband and they lived in this big house and all this shit. And then she would drift into this one occasionally. It was a weird story.
Hmm.
But anyway, she ended up getting vouchers to go live in hotels and shit. And
Yeah,
then they ran out of them. And then they came to her and they were like, hey, we'll give you a whole apartment. And they gave her a whole ass apartment and paid for it. And I think she's still there now. I haven't talked to him about it in a while, but I think
that's
she's still
amazing.
living there. And
Yeah,
I mean, that's good and everything, but it's like she also needs mental help. You know what I'm
she's
saying?
still.
Like
I
some of
was
these people
gonna
need,
say that's what I was gonna.
you
So
know what I'm
she's still,
saying?
and that's the
Yeah.
thing.
And but my
That's
my
like, yeah,
godfather was like, it's cool that she's got a place to live, but like she doesn't leave. Like she doesn't leave her pad because she's addicted. They gave her a TV too, and she's addicted
yeah.
just sitting there and watching TV now. She just sits there and watches
Mm.
TV all day.
And
And it's like
see,
that's not good either. You know what I'm saying?
you can't
Like,
sprinkle that. And that's what the thing is. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing online the homeless guy from Ned's Declassified. You know,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been seeing
you've
that.
been
Yeah,
seeing
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
just
yeah,
like that, like you can't, you can't you have to really help these people. You can't
yeah,
just
yeah,
think, hey, and this is why I love helping out homeless people, giving them money, whatever. But
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
I'm even like a little hesitant because it's like, man, like I don't want to just enable, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah,
this might be going for food, so that's mainly
yeah,
why I usually give it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But it's like just like him, like I was saying, they tried to get him in a hotel and they tried to, you know what I mean, put him up, and it's just like give him a couple bucks, but you can't do that. You have to really work with these people. You
yeah,
have to sit and figure out the root problem, and you have to allow them to detoxify and get sober to where they can get at least in a clear enough mind. You're
yeah,
not on drugs, okay? We know you're good. Now let's see. You might be a little crazy, but at least we know you're not on drugs. We can figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and then and fucking I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot,
No, I know
man.
it's
It's a
it's a
lot.
problem that like not even the well, I was gonna say not even the government could figure out, but they can figure it out. It's just that they don't spend the money where it's supposed to be spent. Like what did they
Thank
say?
you.
There was something like billions and billions of dollars were used in LA for that shit, and then like nothing came of it. Like it just like kind of disappeared. And they're
It's
like,
crazy
where'd
when
those billions of dollars go? You know?
between infrastructure and homelessness. Why the fuck are we not like Dubai? Like I seen a video the other day. Why are we not like these other countries that have much? Like they're supposedly we're the richest country
Yeah,
in the world.
yeah,
How? Where?
yeah.
You know
Well,
what I
some of
mean?
that.
Like where? Where's the
Yeah.
money going?
Unfortunately, and again, I'm not going to get too deep into this, but they were talking about how
Hit me
those.
with that theory. It's
Well,
like
no, well,
it's
yeah,
like
that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Abegg's law, right? That's the one we're supposed to be
right.
talking about. No, but uh, some people have speculated, and they've only speculated because there's no actual proof for it, but that places like China, places like Dubai, whatever, they just kill the homeless people. That's what they do. They just chop them up, and then that's it. And then they're like, "Oh, look, we don't have any homeless
I'm
people."
not trying to laugh, but I'm like,
No, I'm
God
saying no,
damn,
but that's the truth. Like that's like what they do.
damn.
And the fact that we don't do that, well,
America's like, look,
what
we
we
at
do
least giving
instead is
y'all a chance. We
experiment on
almost
them.
there
You
though.
know,
It's
that's
like,
right. Yeah, 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 yeah. What we do is we experiment
well,
on them and shit too. I mean, that's
yeah,
what you know what
yeah,
I'm saying. Like that happens.
yeah.
And when Xi Jinping, the fucking Chinese guy, who's again, I've said his name, so I'm sure this is gonna end up on his radar or whatever because I said it out loud. But apparently when he came to San Francisco, Gavin Newsom, had to clean up San Francisco so there wasn't like people shitting in the streets and doing heroin and shit like that. So what they
What
did
are they doing
was,
for the Olympics in LA?
well, they're
What are they
doing
doing
this.
for
They're
the
going to do the
Olympics in
same
LA?
shit they did with San
Same
Francisco, which
shit.
is they got them all
Yeah.
on buses and they bust them to like the furthest fucking place, like Las Vegas and San Diego and all those. They bust them all out to these places, and now we got tent cities and shit next to Petco Park. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen those? You walk over there at Petco
Come
Park, it's like
on.
these tent cities.
Is
You
it
know?
and is it true? I heard a rumor way back when that
Yeah.
Las Vegas, I heard there's a whole
There's a
underground
tunnel
under Las
system. Yeah, there's a tunnel system. Yeah, and people die in that tunnel system because when the rains and shit, it floods the tunnels, and then you get like there's like 47 dead homeless people, but they don't put that in the statistics because those homeless people don't exist. They're all John
and they
Does
don't
and
put them
shit.
in the news
They don't give
probably,
a
and they don't
fuck. Yeah, they don't
put
give a fuck.
oh my fucking gosh.
That shit happens all the
This
time. I
this
should.
that
So
that's
when I'm on
crazy.
your when I'm on your podcast, I'll probably, if you ask me, I'll tell you the story about, because I was homeless when I was 18. Well, I
Yeah.
ended up living in Portland, Oregon, and that's a whole like story in itself. I'm not going to go into it here,
I'm
obviously, but
getting,
when
we're
I'm on
getting
your
deep.
shit,
I
I'll
can't
do it.
wait to have you,
Yeah, yeah,
brother. I can't fucking
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Oh
Your
my
your
God.
your screen just flipped. What happened? What happened? What's going on? Is somebody call? Is somebody calling you right now? What's going on? Did your phone die? Uh-oh. Spaghetti is. I think his phone might have died. But I'll wait a second. Try to get him back. Try to get him back. Where you at? Where you at? Did your phone die? Oh no. It's all right. We got a lot of footage. I can cut it. Anyway. All right. So uh this has been a very good talk with my buddy Kevan Nichols, Kato, the dope rapper, Ken Savage. Yep, he's not here anymore. Ken Savage. He's got a podcast. I'll let me search his thing right now and I'll tell you exactly what it's called because I don't have the name of it in front of me. Where's he at? Old Kenny Savage. Let's get him. Let's get him going. Ken Savage. His is called, give me a second. Almost there. This isn't edited. Let's get him talking with Ken Savage. And I'm going to show you the logo right now up on the thing. There you go. Let's get him talking. I'm going to sit right next to it like this. Let's get him talking with Ken Savage. And I will be on it eventually. Not right now, but soon. Okay. I want to thank Ken Cato for everything. And thank you, the audience, for listening. And I will see you next time. Be good. Be safe. Toodles.